hopefully a lot of you are familiar with the You Could Be Watching TV campaign that was run in November and December of last year. The goal of the campaign was really about driving awareness and usage of TV everywhere by educating consumers on a few things. One would be the value proposition of TV everywhere, so the fact that it comes with your paid TV subscription, the great content and programming that you guys provide that's available to them on this, and then helping to kind of make the authentication, the sign-in process a little less daunting. To support the campaign, there was some media, obviously a media communications plan put behind it that had a lot of social and digital aspects to it. You notice here quite a few blogs, call out the Twitter party, and the promotional giveaways. And the campaign was extremely successful. It exceeded all the benchmarks, as you can see, kind of 12 million in terms of reach, over 200 million in terms of impressions, and those impressions included social media impressions on things like Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest. The social media value well exceeded the spend. So you know the value is if you had actually gone out and bought that kind of coverage, what it would have cost you versus the check we actually had to write. So that's tremendously successful. And just want to share with you a couple of examples of some of the promotions. So this is a popular men's blog that really has a lot of audience that loves television. And so this is a good example of us promoting this sweepstakes and TV everywhere. You could be watching it on TV on this particular blog. Another example would be this mommy blog that also has really deep social media following, and so we think that we were able to reach and drive a lot of impressions by speaking to this audience as well. So thank you all, those who participated in it, and everyone who helped formulate this. It was really powerful over the end of the year, and I think gave us a lot of tremendous momentum going into this year.
Okay, and all of those efforts are a natural complement to the user experience work that has been manifested in the CTAMTVE.com. Phase one was the sign-in user experience, and I'll get to the adoption statistics in a moment, but really very good uptake, really good industry-wide support. There was an addition of a kids user experience initiative at the request of the board of directors, as clearly some content and so forth was more appropriate for children and some less so. And if you haven't checked out the website that you see there with the URL, you really should, with some really great resources and so forth for TVE. Here are some examples. You see the service provider selection, the consistency of iconography, and again, that children's UX. So from an adoption standpoint, the goal was 75%. It was a stretch goal. You don't make them unless you set them, and we almost got there at about 70%. So really expect to hit that 75% threshold by the end of the first quarter, and some really, really good work. So when you think about it, to go from 0 to 70 basically in a year is pretty darn remarkable. Another initiative underway is Gigasphere. Gigasphere is a new name to describe the emerging technologies of DOCSIS 3.1, the technology that has been developed by Cable Labs, the industry's technology arm. The name was prompted by industry leaders who thought that DOCSIS 3.1 wouldn't resonate with consumers. And that was just a brilliant insight. I hope we didn't pay for that insight. So Gigasphere, it will be used for a broad audience, particularly for the less technical audience, to describe this wide range of services that are emerging, such as gigabit per second, home delivery, and so forth. There is a microsite that has been developed. It's being run by CTAM, curated by CTAM, and you see that there. And it explains the core attributes and capabilities of Gigasphere and its anticipated benefits to customers. Just one quick note on the executive education activities that CTAM completed in 2014. Three kind of broad categories: CTAM Wired, which are webcasts; CTAM Think, 2 events with various executives; and then the How Cable Goes to Market series that are exclusive courses designed to expand cable knowledge. So really broad capabilities there. You see a bunch of these shown. I will not read those to you because you're all fully capable of doing that. But again, a very rich and extensive set of educational initiatives that CTAM has carried forward. So as we look at 2015, there is a much more aggressive move into really phase 2 of the TV everywhere. And the new CTAM strategy, or the CTAM strategy, has evolved. And with the leaders of CTAM and the Residential Products Council, we articulated here this dual strategy that you see truly is kind of a circle of goodness. The acceleration of consumer awareness and usage of TVE, but then also proactive and collaborative explorations of how to make those advanced TV solutions even more competitive. And again, hopefully that's a virtuous circle associated with that. As a result, there was basically a little bit of tweaking of the mission. We thought it appropriate to rename the Residential Products Council to the Advanced Video Council with the mission that you see here. And as most mission statements are, this was pretty carefully thought through, iterated multiple times. Personally, what strikes me about this is that these are actionable statements. The intent here is to make recommendations and discoveries that can be put into practice. They'll have an impact, a very positive, measurable, demonstrable impact, mostly for our customers, and obviously then we as industry participants all benefit from that. And really the emphasis on collaborative. Part of the conversation I heard yesterday evening was, gee, isn't it sometimes difficult, the relationships between programmers and operators, operators and vendors, vendors and programmers? And while, yes, that's obviously always the case, the beauty of this environment from my perspective is that there really is that opportunity for collaboration with material impact along the way. So with that, we'll bring John up and we'll kick off the rest of the panel.